What's going on, everybody? It's the underground indie advocating devil here to actually hang out with you this evening. And we're going to talk about CatDad and SUperMom, the award-winning oral reader's tale. We're going to have Robert Gregory as a guest. And no, I'm not trying to pretend to be two different people, but I do have a different shirt on, Batman, so you guys can tell when I'm actually not live. So I guess I'll address that real quick. So I wrote that under Robert Gregory, and here's why. When I first started out, I wanted to create comics. I didn't care about, I guess, the rules behind creating comics, as it were. I just wanted to create comics. So I did it all under one name. Didn't think anything of it. As a matter of fact, my older sister told me I probably shouldn't do it. And I said, no, I want to be a creator that creates a bunch of different things. And, you know, it'll just prove how I am as a creator. And, you know, I guess in a lot of ways, that's very true. You know, you can't fight the fact that if you're creating both books about fetish and children's books, it shows a range that few people, I would think, would have. Here's the problem. When you have libraries looking at your last name, Anderson, they get nervous. Even if it's a great book, it's not even that the content's bad. It's that they're worried about what a parent will say. And then you get bookstores and comic book shops that are worried about selling it because it connects directly to you. My name is Robert Gregory. I actually grew up being called Gregory because I had a very hard time with my B's and D's. I was dyslexic. They should have known right away. Plus, my dad's name was Robert. So I was like fifth generation Robert. No, I didn't name Jaxx Robert. It's a whole story for a different day. But, you know, hold on. I'm just getting us to start a watch party so you guys can be invited in to hang out with me. So, my sister had said it would be a problem. I didn't want to listen to her. I wanted to pretend that no one had tried to use things against me. And quickly that became sadly untrue. And people started to try to screw with me. Or like I said, the libraries had issues with it. It just became a point where, okay, I need to separate the names. Now, here's the problem. I already did my first kids book, Jaxx, under the name Rob Anderson. So kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. When we first did the first two Kickstarters, one of them I had just a problem with that we wound up canceling it because of something unrelated to the project. And the second time, my voice was damaged. So a lot of people didn't get that I was Robert Gregory, and there was confusion. Some people even thought I was trying to hide the fact. And it wasn't that I was trying to hide the fact. I had taken some advice that now obviously isn't advice that was sound to try to hide me being the one behind the CatDad and SUperMom. And, you know, it just didn't work. And in an ideal world, maybe I could have done a Bray Wyatt thing where I could have been the Fiend and Bray Wyatt, you know, Robert Gregory on one side of the table. Maybe one day I'll try to do it just as a tongue-in-cheek thing. Just didn't work. That's life. You adjust. But we got to this point now, and, you know, this book never successfully funded, and that bothered me, especially after we won the award. And when we won the award, as you guys are going to hear, we were up against some great stories, and I couldn't accept the failure. And I told Chuck, I was like, Chuck, we got to get this. And not only that, but if I go to Kickstarter now, I can actually get money to create a different print that'll help Comic Impressions get some money. So I was like, we're going to do this. And that's why the goal is a little less, because this is for a cover, and you guys are going to hear more about that. And you guys are going to see some canned interview or in parts that'll be on the Kickstarter right now. As it stands right now, we have 16 wonderful backers after launching today for $261. We are close to our goal of $333. I'd love to go over that tonight. But more importantly, I'd love for you guys to take a listen. So we're going to head over to Robert Gregory to find out what's behind this story. So let's bring on in Robert Gregory. Thank you for hitting play and allowing us to introduce you to CatDad and SUperMom, the award-winning Farts with Morals storytelling awesome adventure that people seem to love. And we could keep going that way. We could use words that could try to get you to be excited and convinced to buy it, but I'd rather just be honest with you. I'd rather be humble with you and tell you why I created the story. You see that little boy over my shoulder, right over there, and the other side, the SUperMom, and the big elephant that farts? All of that is based on my boy. He's a special needs 5-year-old who I love with all my heart. And he has made me a better man and has taught me what unconditional love is. So if this story is about him, the standard had to be higher. That's why I got one of the best artists in the world in Raheel Mohsin. I got Chuck Pino, who has done such great work as an editor and as a writer himself, to be part of this. Both of them became co-creators because of how much passion went into this. It was about passion for creating a top-notch story that was meant to entertain your entire family, and I think we did that. The rest, they're all keywords. They're all ways to convince you to do it. Truthfully, this is a story that matters to me, and it had to be one of the best stories that I wanted to share with you. It advocates for people who get bullied, and it advocates for the right things to do when you see someone get bullied. It advocates for being a better human being, but it also represents my son. And because of that standard, because of the fact that my son is in this book, it had to be one of the best things I could create, probably in my entire career. Anytime my son is attached to something, it is that high of a standard for me. So if you're looking for a reason to back this Kickstarter, it's because, well, because I love my son, and I wouldn't put anything out with his name on it that wasn't amazing. And welcome back to me. As you guys can see at the bottom, scrolling is our actual site. It's going a little faster to scroll. And you can get this amazing book at CatDad and SUperMom.com. And we're going to go through the rest of today and this program, talking about, of course, this amazing project, which, by the way, we should actually check in with Chuck and find out who's behind this amazing project. So, Chuck, would you mind taking it away?
Hey, gang, how you guys doing? I was lucky enough to draw the big straw, and I get to tell you guys about the awesome crew that made CatDad and SUperMom. First off, I'm Chuck Pino. I was the editor and now, lucky enough, co-creator of this amazing book. I was brought in by the absolutely awesome Rob Gregory, and he had written this amazing script, and of course, he and I had already worked together on the original book, Jaxx the Anderson. I love that book so much that I had to be a part of telling this absolutely hilarious anti-bullying tale. And then we were lucky enough that we knew this incredibly talented man by the name of Raheel Mohsin, and his art style just worked so perfectly with the book that we thought, yeah, this guy needs to be on board. So all three of us got together, chatted, worked real hard, and made you guys an amazing, amazing tale. Thank you guys so much for all the love, and we can't wait for you to check out our book.
And that's Chuck hanging out, telling us about the amazing group. And, you know, Chuck winds up being a co-creator because not only was he the editor, but he was a very passionate editor. And he added something to it that can't be taken away. And I appreciate that. And, you know, it needed to be rewarded. Because I do think that a lot of times we have the unsung hero that is a editor or even colorist at times. For this case, Raheel Mohsin was both the colorist and he was the actual artist. And he actually did the lettering. While we did go back and forth a little bit for it, he wanted to do the lettering. And I said, yeah, I'm not a control freak as long as it's good lettering. And he did a fantastic job of lettering. You know, and it's always nice to have to do less on a book and be more overseeing it. I actually prefer that if I could do it that way. So, I bet you're all wondering, for those of you watching this right now, well, what's this story about? I'm new to it, Rob. Can you go over it a little bit? You know what? I actually can do that for you. So, well, you know what? Why don't we have my alter ego go over that with you? So, Robert Gregory, what's this story about? Thank you for making it to this point. I mean, so you've shown some interest. You heard the first video. So what is CatDad about? It's about a young boy, Jaxx, my son. And he is a child like any other child. He's still learning. And a lot of times he's going to make mistakes. In this book, we actually find him at school and he witnesses his friends bully the lunch lady. He doesn't tell the truth when confronted about it by the principal and comes home and asks me what he should do. I tell him he should do what is right, not as what is popular. But like a lot of kids, they don't want to be a rat. They don't want to get in trouble. They want to be somewhat popular and get along with their classmates. So he goes into the dream world where Jaxx's superpower of imagination comes to life, and it allows him to see me as CatDad and his mom as SUperMom and even his uncle as Potato Butt. And they see the lunch lady now as Ella Fart, and she has the power to command farts and make shapes out of farts. I know, it's kind of crazy. And it even teaches a moral message. And it's something you can sit down with your kid and actually enjoy. It's made like Looney Tunes, so you guys can enjoy it. I'm really proud of the work we did here. And on one final note, just about the project before you go, and I promise I'll make it short. I'm a creator, and I have to create this under a different name. It's still my name. My name's Robert Gregory Anderson. But I put this just under Robert Gregory because, you know, my other titles are more for geared towards adults, and I don't want children finding those. So I'm trying to separate the two. But we're still human beings that want to share experiences with our children, even though we're adults. We want to enjoy that time with them, right? Of course, we want our own time and our own hobbies, but we also want to invite our children to do things with us other than playing video games. This offers you the opportunity to sit down and discuss with your child an important topic about what do you do when you see someone bullied. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope to make you a fan of CatDad and SUperMom. And please stay safe, and we will see you in the next video, hopefully. Now, one of the things I did want to do, speaking of the adult experience, is that we did want to hide in some things for my adult backers who might want something also for them to be entertained by, especially with this pandemic going on. So if you go all the way here, we hid some rewards, and I can show those to you right now. Here they are. So we got our first package, which is package K. CatDad double issue, which is the Jaxx and the CatDad story, which I actually have one right here for you guys. See? There you go. You can get that. You can get the first 3 issues of Barbara Unleashed and the BDSM survey. All of them will comes with PDF versions, meaning every book will be also be given to you as PDF. The one thing we don't really know what's going on, and I'm not going to show you the video, I'll just tell you, with this pandemic going on, we're not 100% sure what the outlook of the next couple of months are with shipping and all that. We're hopeful, but just in case, I wanted to be honest on the offshoot of this campaign and tell everyone, hey, if there are issues, we'll deal with them. But in the meantime, we'll make sure we get you the books you backed and you wanted. So we are definitely going to get that for you now. Excuse me. Couldn't happen when I was actually on a video break. It had to happen right there. I apologize. Long hours. You know, we launched this today. I'm a teacher right now. I'm Jaxx's teacher. For probably worse, it'd probably be better if someone else was teaching. Not that as parents we don't teach our own kids, but I don't really have the training that teachers do. Doing the best I can. I hope it doesn't set them back anything. And I think there are a lot of parents out there who feel the same way. But since we already talked about some of the rewards, why don't we jump in and talk more about some rewards? And we'll do that with, I guess we can tag me in. What do you think, Robert Gregory? Let's see the other side of the devil. Welcome to the rewards section. First, thank you for considering backing this project. That means a lot to all of us. Now, I wanted to quickly go over all the things that we have in store for you guys. And I just want to take up a minute or two of your time to explore this. And right now we have 0 funds, but don't worry, you're going to help us raise some. So let's get right into it. First off, we're offering the PDF for just $2. You can get the entire book for $2 because we know times are tough right now. And if you're a family struggling, there's just needs to be someone looking out for you. And we're trying to do that. An entire book, 32-page PDF is yours for just $2. Even if you can only afford to give us $1, we'll give you the preview. every dollar is going to get rewarded. So you're going to get the original Origin preview that me and Raheel Mohsin did together. For $3, you can get the digital bundle of CatDad and Jaxx, the story that's in the flipbook, which I'll show you in just a minute. You'll get that digitally. And of course, it won't be a flipbook in digital. It'll just be 2 different comics. And if you want a more in-depth look into it, we'll give you the special PDF pack, which will have both CatDad and SUperMom. It'll have the original release of Jaxx, the new release of Jaxx, and there he is in the background being crazy. And we'll give you possibly some other cool stuff like outtakes and maybe even the script. So that's great for people just curious and want to see how we wrote the script. For $10, you get the brand new. This will be the cover you guys can see right here. And you can see it more in the descriptions, and I'll bring it up while we're talking. That'll be the new cover for you guys to get and to enjoy. That'll be for this Kickstarter. And, of course, it celebrates our award. Now, that'll be for $10 plus shipping. For $20, you get the ultra rare original release. Only 100 of these were made. We have a limited amount, so there's only 3 available right now. And for $20, you could also get the flip book, which not only do you get the CatDad and SUperMom story, but you get the Jaxx story. The only difference between CatDad and SUperMom in this story and the one that it'll be by itself will literally just be the Jaxx is attached to it. So you get 2 books for $20. And then also we have all the peanuts and stickers. That you're going to get the rare beta release. You're going to get the flip book. You're going to get the new cover that celebrates our award. And we're also going to give you any stretch goals that we add. And trust me, there's another cover coming as soon as we hit our goal, and maybe some other surprises. Plus, you're going to get this amazing sticker. And for the parents listening, we're going to add a couple special things for the parents who want to get a book for their kid and a book for them to be entertained. So stay tuned for that. We just didn't want to put it in this video because we know you're probably watching with your children. But come back. We have something for you too. Thank you for watching the video, and thank you for considering backing this project. And please stay safe. I think that guy did a pretty good job. I like his voice. So that's the one package. The other package we have, by the way, is the Package V. It's all digital. In this one, you also can get Welcome to the Void, Chuck's book. And you know what? For anyone watching this video, I'll throw in the Advocator too, that Barbara's in. So you guys are going to get some cool stuff. Just remind me that you watch this video and you guys get something special. One other thing I want to touch on before we go this evening, let's see if we're still at the same tally, or if we've been lucky enough to go up a little bit, is the fact that we got 16 backers still, it looks like. Let's just do a rewind. Yeah, we're at 261. For one day, I'm happy where we're at, especially with the pandemic and everything that's going on. I'm not going to complain. I thank everyone who's a backer. Today's been a long day. We got to have the Kickstarter. You guys can see my hair's even a little messy hair. We got to have someone from the actual Kickstarter Corporation be on our Kickstarter applause. And as a matter of fact, let me see. We're not going to be able to load the entire program here, but I may be able to get us. It should be done by now. Loading in the background. This is Indie Volt, something you should definitely check out. I hit the wrong one. So, that is weird. It's actually not up yet, which is not something I am happy with because it should have already been uploaded. We'll have to check to see what happened with that. Well, hold on. Sometimes it just goes in weird places. So let's see. Huh. Let me see if I can't call it up. Bear with me. But also, I want to stress the passion that went into this project. That's not just me throwing words out there. That is truthful and honest. And here we go. We're calling it up on YouTube for you guys right now. All right. And our on-con connections right now, we have a very exciting guest. And I'm going to let you guys see who is on the show today, because I want you guys to also check out that video So I think that video is fantastic. And I'm not exactly sure what's not shown on my channel today, but we'll get it. We'll get it down right. And our on-con connections right now, we have a very exciting guest. Someone I've been a fan of for years, and it was amazing to meet her, and I'm so happy she's here. Guest, introduce yourself to the world.
Hello, my name is Camilla Zhang. I'm the comics outreach lead at Kickstarter. Essentially, I act as an advisor, a curator, and an advocate for the creative community that uses Kickstarter for comics.
And you got to tell them about that credit sheet, because I'm a huge fan of one of those credits. So you got to tell them what you've worked on as a creator.
Sure. So prior to Kickstarter, I was working at DC Comics and Marvel. At Marvel, I was working in the legal department, primarily dealing with licensing contracts. And that's kind of how I started to understand how comics works as an industry and how it has evolved into an IP giant. And then I worked at DC Comics as an assistant editor to Mark Chiarello, where I edited books like Batman Noel, Batman Death by Design, the entire Before Watchmen series. To be clear, I assistant edited. I was really, really fortunate to have worked with Darwin Cook and Libra Mayho. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the most basic stuff that I can go over. I can go a little bit deeper, but I don't know if we have time.
We have enough time. There's the good thing about this show is we don't time it anymore. We make time.
Oh, cool.
We have 2 hours. So if you want to tell an anecdotal story, please do. I mean, you know, I'm a huge fan of Batman Noel. So if you have any stories about that, I'm listening. All
right. Well, yeah, Batman Noel was a project that was in the works already when I joined DC Comics. It had a little bit of trouble kind of like getting on schedule, and I basically helped streamline everything so that, you know, the way the process works, and I don't know if like everybody's familiar with editorial, like as far as comics goes, but usually, you know, an artist will start out with line art, and then before going into the rendering stage. So a lot of what we were doing was staggering the schedule for like line art and coloring so that everything could, all the pieces could be moving while Lee was continuing to finish the book. But yeah, that was one of my first projects as an assistant editor.
Now, Camille, it was amazing. And you should definitely check out the rest of that amazing thing. Now, I promised I wouldn't hold you guys up too much tonight, as my hair gets weirder and weirder every time we go to a commercial. There we go. A little better. So how are you guys? Who's growing out a quarantine beard? Who's growing out their natural hair color? That's a definite interesting question right now. But what's an even more interesting question is, are you going to back CatDad and SUperMom? And for those who don't know, we actually have a shorter window. We're only going to be live for 17 more days. We started today technically with 18 left, but it's already 9 p.m. So it's going to end at 9 p.m. on Mother's Day. That's right, May 10th. We decided to end it there. And I think it'll be pretty powerful. Plus, we want quick starters from now on. I don't think the middle of the Kickstarter really helps us, but it's up to you guys. I need you guys sharing this. And I understand if you guys don't have money, and I do want to point this out. And we went over it in the rewards, and I'll go over it again right now with you guys. And I'll bring this up because I actually want to really focus on this. I wanted everyone to feel like they could be part of this. I know money's tight right now. So we have the digital rewards, and I'm going to bring them up so you guys can see them. There we go. So I want to stress this to everybody. $1 gets you a reward. So every single dollar that you spend gets you something. $2 gets you the PDF. $3 gets you that flip book, the Jaxx book, and CatDad and SUperMom. $5, it gets you an in-depth look at it. We'll give you the original Jaxx. We're going to give you a script. We're going to give you a bunch of cool stuff. Very low ball numbers. And the reason for that is I really wanted to invite you guys to be part of this process. I really, really did. And, you know, I can't stress enough how important this project is to me when it came to quality. Let me rephrase that. I can't stress to you how important quality was to me with this product. Because you can hear Jaxx is over there and right next to me, hanging out next to me. Come here, buddy. Jaxie, come here. Well, he's okay watching his videos in the background, and that's okay. I'm super excited about him being happy. So he's yelling at me now. But we wanted to give you guys something, and then we got stuff for the collectors, and we even got stuff for the average fan who just wants a good book to read to their kids and enjoy it. And on the way out, I think that I'll play that one more time. I'm going to play this video, but I'll play it internally because I want you guys to hear it and give Jax a moment to finish his video where he's being a little crazy. So we'll be right back after we talk to Robert Gregory. Me. Thank you for hitting play and allowing us to introduce you to CatDad and SUperMom, the award-winning Farts with Morals storytelling awesome adventure that people seem to love. And we could keep going that way. We could use words that could try to get you to be excited and convinced to buy it, but I'd rather just be honest with you. I'd rather be humble with you and tell you why I created the story. You see that little boy over my shoulder, right over there, and the other side, the SUperMom, and the big elephant that farts? All of that is based on my boy. He's a special needs 5-year-old who I love with all my heart. And he has made me a better man and has taught me what unconditional love is. So if this story is about him, the standard had to be higher. That's why I got one of the best artists in the world in Raheel Mohsin. I got Chuck Pino, who has done such great work as an editor and as a writer himself, to be part of this. Both of them became co-creators because of how much passion went into this. It was about passion for creating a top-notch story that was meant to entertain your entire family, and I think we did that. The rest, they're all keywords. They're all ways to convince you to do it. Truthfully, this is a story that matters to me, and it had to be one of the best stories that I wanted to share with you. It advocates for people who get bullied, and it advocates for the right things to do when you see someone get bullied. It advocates for being a better human being, but it also represents my son. And because of that standard, because of the fact that my son is in this book, it had to be one of the best things I could create probably in my entire career. Anytime my son is attached to something, it is that high of a standard for me. So if you're looking for a reason to back this Kickstarter, it's because, well, because I love my son, and I wouldn't put anything out with his name on it that wasn't amazing. And I do want to stress this, that despite Jax being a special needs child, this is not about special needs. Doesn't mean that I might not in the future donate some of the proceeds to maybe autism and programs that help kids. But that's not the point of this, and I don't want to mislead anyone. It's one of those things. My son's a special needs kid, but so was I. I had really bad ADHD. I'm not trying to do anything but be honest about my child. This is the experience that me and him have. And I say that because it's just the truth. And, you know, I know we're in a society now where we have to kind of explain ourselves more than we'd like to. But I just wanted to make that transparent. I'm going to leave it at that. I love my son. There's nothing wrong with him. He just has special needs. And I'm going to end on that note. Thank you for joining us. I want to thank my team who did an amazing job and just blew this away and made an amazing comic book with me. And we did something that truly inspires. The feedback I've gotten for this is humbling. And I really appreciate everyone who's had a lot of energy that went into this, even as fans, even as people who've talked to me about the next book. So it's really important to us that we didn't just leave this as something that was a loss. We wanted to come back, and we wanted to prove that if you don't win the first time, it's okay. It's okay to fail. You get back up and you come back. We're so close to our goal, and it'll be the first time we reach it. So if you guys can help us by sharing it, and if any of this seems interesting to you, there's a reward at every level. $1 gets you something, $50 gets you something. There's even stuff for adult readers, and there's even something for, you know, the casual reader. You know, so that's it, guys. Thank you for spending some time with me this 41st day of 41 days of quarantine. So I got teacher's duty to do in the morning, so I'm going to head out and get little boy to bed. Thank you for spending this evening with me, and back CatDad and SUperMom by going to CatDadandSuperMom.com. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. on another great panel.